morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to talk about these EV VMAX boxes. And I don't really want to talk about these EV VMAX boxes, but I bring you guys the news, right? I tell you what's going on. So, unfortunately, I need to bring you the news, and bring you the news I will. And the news is that especially in the UK, and Europe generally really, these EV VMAX boxes are, well, let's just say they're not going as planned. Now, I do want to just point out right at the beginning of this video, I am well aware that what I'm saying in this video might sound slightly at odds with what I've said in previous videos. I will clarify at the end of the video just so that nobody thinks I'm basically making contrasting statements. I will be nice and clear when we get to the end. So, what's going on with these? And what's happening is that unfortunately, as I told you the other day, those rumours I was hearing did turn out to be true, and the stock for these has been much lower than we might have been hoping. Now, important thing that we're going to get to and we're going to mention throughout this video, we do not know what the deal with restocks and reprints are. We just don't. We might get more of these in the future, we might not get more of these in the future, but at the moment, it is really worth pointing out, we do not have any information about whether these are going to be reprinted, restocked, etc. So I would recommend just a little bit of calm. But as it stands at the moment, it is absolutely true and fair to say that the stock is just not out there. I have spoken to multiple sellers who literally did get, as we feared, one case of these. One case being 6 boxes, that is 2 Flareon, 2 Jolteon, 2 Vaporeon. And although some of the bigger stores have been getting more of them, they've also been selling out really quickly. A friend of mine went to their local game store who seemed to be given, I think, 3 cases, maybe a bit more. But by the time they got there, they'd all just sold out online. As a side note, right, if you're running a store, and this should be obvious, but let me say it because it doesn't seem obvious. If you do end up with a product like this, that is in very low stock, it is a wonderful opportunity for you to reward your loyal customers and try and make sure that your loyal customers get a chance to get a hard-to-get product rather than just raising the price a little bit and selling them online to first come, first served, which makes you a few more quid in the short term but does nothing to actually advance your business, which is honestly not terribly clever. But it seems like stock is very low, and that is pushing the resale price of these boxes at the moment through the roof. Now, I have made no secret of the fact that the Flareon one is the one that I covet, because it's got that Okacheke Flareon artwork. Over in Japan, these were being given out to people who basically, you had to go onto the website and you had to fill in a deck list and say when you played a game, and you had to do it all in Japanese, and you had to have a Japanese trainer account. You couldn't just go on as somebody outside of Japan, and it was super awkward, and they only gave out 3,000 of them, and they're going to be very expensive. You want all 3 of them if you were successful. Well, we're getting them as promos here. We're getting them much more easily. And there's going to be many more than 3,000 that are around there. But, unfortunately, this is kind of going off. I mean, if I go onto eBay right now and take a little bit of a look, I can buy the Flareon box for £75. Or I can buy just the Flareon VMAX Okacheke artwork for £30. Or I can buy a set of 3 of them for £225, which, incidentally, is not bad. £225 is actually a bit less than most people are selling them for. 240, 250 quid seems to be about the average. Although it must be pointed out, this is listed as a pre-order for an item due for release on the 14th of January, but they've actually been released in the UK. So, shall we say I am extremely skeptical. That one looks a little bit fishy to me. There are plenty of listings for around about 240 quid. But again, that's 240 quid for the 3 of them, which works out at 80 quid each, which is slightly more than the 75 here for the Flareon. What's the RRP of these products? £37.99. They should be 38 quid. So when they're being sold for 75 quid, that is near as darn it double. It's about double what you would expect to pay. And that is horrendous. And the reason this is happening is because they're just low stock. And this is kind of a problem. And we saw this before. We saw this with the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection, and this is why I'm slightly worried. Because the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection, because it had the autograph promos and the full art promo, these were very sought after. However, when they sold out, they didn't seem to come back. I am not aware of these, getting a big reprint or a big restock or anything like that. They came around and they were gone. I will say, it was not that difficult to get hold of. Now, don't get me wrong, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way. I don't want to offend anyone here. What I'm saying is that I ordered this from a large online seller. I ordered it from Smith's, and it was in stock for a little while. I know of a bunch of people that walked into the local Waterstones, etc., and picked this up. Most of my friends that wanted the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection did end up buying it at retail, so if you weren't quick, you missed out, but most people I know were able to get it. And I'm sorry, because I'm sure there are some people watching right now who are going, hang on a second, mate. I tried really hard. I could not find it anywhere. To those people, you have my sympathy. That is rubbish. But I am getting vibes of that from these. You see, the problem is, and I made this point before, there is nothing in these boxes which is exclusive. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got the alternate art cards, and they are only found in here, and you've got the badge, which is only found in here. What I mean is, in terms of playing the game, it's an alternate art Flareon V, or Jolteon or Vaporeon, the same ones that were released as tin promos, and those tins, incidentally, have not been hard to find. I have seen them recently selling off, being sold below RRP pretty much everywhere, so yeah, these tins have not been hard to find. They've been in plentiful stock. That's lovely. And the VMAXs are alternate art reprints of the ones that were just in Evolving Skies. So although they are beautiful and amazing and the artwork is stunning, and literally that Flareon is one of my very, very favourite cards. It might be my favourite card ever artwork-wise, but it's certainly up there as one of the very, very best I've ever seen. But you don't need it to play the game. You can play the one from Evolving Skies. Just like how Marnie only had alternate art reprints of existing cards. So it's probably not a priority to reprint, one would imagine, because it's not really affecting anyone playing the game. Having said that, if these things are released and they sell out this quickly, you would imagine that if it's possible, and it might not be possible for a number of reasons, but you would imagine that if it's possible, Pokemon would want to reprint. One thing that people seem to forget is that Pokemon make their money when we buy cards. That's kind of what they do. So Pokemon don't want to artificially make these scarce or anything stupid like that. Pokemon want as many of these as possible on shelves so that we can buy them, because Pokemon is a profit-making business. They want these boxes out there. Anyone throwing around conspiracy theories of, they're deliberately making it hard to find, they're deliberately short printing it. No! That makes no sense. A profit-making business, and a very successful one like Pokemon, there is absolutely no way they are going to deliberately short print a popular product, because that's basically going, well, they could make more money, but I think they're going to choose not to make more money. That's not how businesses work. Anyone who genuinely believes that is happening here, I'm sorry, but that is absolutely ridiculous. You need to get over that one. What's it looking like over in the US? Not great, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the problem is, if we go and look at the first 3 results over on eBay in the US, we've got a set for $325, a set for $300, and a set for $210, of which 96 have sold. And essentially, that person is being a little bit of a hero because they are selling it significantly cheaper than everybody else, and that is helping everybody get hold of it more easily. And then you realize, actually, wait a second, the RRP is $40. They are selling these for $70 each. Yeah, that's not being a hero. That's just full-on scalping. And yeah. Now, the good news is I've heard many reports of people in the UK. If you're in the UK, ring your local Waterstones, because they have had a bunch in. And I've heard a bunch of people who have been lucky at Waterstones. Depends when this video goes up, I suppose. But I've heard a bunch of people that have got lucky getting these at their local Waterstones. Check your local game store, especially if you're a regular customer. They might have one they can hit you with. I made a video the other day telling you not to panic. And in that video, I told you, essentially, yes, they might be low stock, but here's what you can do to try and help. And one of the things I suggested was have a local game store that's regular. And I know that's not possible for everyone. I know some of your local game stores are rubbish. If that's the case, I'm truly sorry. But be a regular. Buy your cards from the same place, because what shops should be doing, and this is just good business, when they have a low print product like this, they should be looking after their locals. They should be rewarding their regular customers, because the people that only go there when stuff is cheap or only go there when they can't find products elsewhere, they are not going to be with you. Like, when they get to the stage of everything's in stock everywhere and everyone's selling it cheap and below RRP, those people are not going to come to you. They're going to go to wherever's cheapest. So what you want to do is reward the people that look after you, and that's why you should, and I know it's not always possible, but where it is possible, you should try and have a local store and just go there all the time, so that when stuff like this happens, you can call up the store and be like, hey, it's that dude who buys all their Pokemon stuff from you. These boxes are coming out. Is there any way you could hook us up with them? And I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying that for a lot of people, that is going to be your best shot when you have hard to find products, because, like I said, businesses should be looking after their regular customers. And this shouldn't be a controversial topic. Businesses should be looking after the customers that keep them in business. And that is every business in every market at every possible opportunity. So that's one tip I can give you. So it does look like they are low printed at the moment and people are selling it high, and that is rubbish. We don't know what's happening in terms of reprints. I have heard nothing, but we generally wouldn't. This is a bit too early. You don't generally hear about reprints on release day. You hear about them afterwards. You have my word that if any reprints are announced, or if I hear anything about them, ladies and gentlemen, if I hear anything, I will, of course, let you know, ladies and gentlemen. I will let you know. Now, I showed you a video just the other day telling you that scalpers are giving up, and some of them are, incidentally. How is that not at odds with the video I'm making here? And the answer is, this is a different situation. When I made the video the other day, the whole point of that video was I am seeing a lot of people at the moment offloading a very large amount of product where they basically just tried to buy a huge amount and then gave up and are selling it often at a loss. Unfortunately, even though that kind of scalping really does seem to be going away, the people who buy absolutely everything, clear the shelves and try and scalp anything going, that does seem to be going away. There will always be a situation, and this is sad, but it is the truth, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. There will always be some products here and there, for whatever reason, that are printed a bit shorter. And those products are always going to be right for resellers and nefarious stores to be less than nice to their customers. What I really want to happen here, and I don't know if it will, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you one way or the other, but I would love there to be a giant restock, so that everyone who bought from resellers thinks, oh man, if I'd have waited, I should have waited. And then next time this happens, the resellers can't do this because everybody's thinking there's going to be a reprint. I don't know what's going to happen with this. All I'm doing is bringing you the news. And I'm sorry, this is the news. The news is that the product is out, that stock is lower than we're expecting, and that resellers are taking advantage of this. And it sucks, and I hate it. But I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the news, and today this is the news. It is a story I need to share. I am desperately hoping there will be a reprint. I can't tell you one way or the other, but I wish you all good luck if you're going after these. Like I say, if you're in the UK, check Waterstones. I've heard a bunch of people getting lucky there. I've heard a bunch of people in the US that have wandered into supermarkets and found them. So they are out there. I wish you all good luck in finding them. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you guys. Have you got lucky? Have you found them? Which one are you looking for? And then let's at least have a nice, mildly cheery discussion. If nothing else in the comments, tell me which of these three is your favourite. You know for me it's Flareon, but I'd love to hear from you guys. So tell me what you think about all of this. Tell me if you've been lucky. Go nuts in the comment section. But I do think it is important to say at this stage, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, Look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.